So we're going to start with Joy Radha Madhava. As Prabhupada introduced this, it became a our conscious choice.
Prabhuji, can we all mute and then do it? Because that way we will be able to hear you properly. Otherwise it becomes a chaos.
Okay, how do I do that? You want me to do it or you'll do it?
No, we all will be muting and doing it here. And
Okay.
we can hear you also clearly.
Okay, wonderful. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Girivaradhari Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana 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 Jamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira
Jamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada ki jai Anant Gari Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai Guru Parampara ki jai Shri Gaurnitai Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Krishna Balaram ji ki jai, Shri Radha Shyama Sundar ji ki jai. Samaveta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samaveta Virtual Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sisi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Nice to see all of you again. It's I had a wonderful experience of learning with your all association, you all are advancing, growing spiritually, and it helps me also to grow. So I appreciate and thank you for that. We should show our mercy. Mercy means you encourage others. Mercy is not only prayers. Mercy means you inspire others. That is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioned. So we should always inspire each other to think of Krishna and grow. So today I was thinking we will change the format of yesterday's class because I have a little problem myself that when I speak, I don't keep track of finishing the course on time. So you have to forgive me. Today I thought after I finish talking right now in a few minutes, we'll read the whole, all the slokas we're supposed to cover yesterday and today. So it's up to 12. So I am requesting each of you to participate in reading. So I don't know how exactly in the Zoom. If you want me to call your name, I can, or Mother, Aditi, Lata.
That would be great, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Call the names as per, you see the sequence. Then everyone will get chance to participate. Otherwise,
That
we
will
have
be nice.
to repeat, and the others will not get a chance.
But then something I'm requesting you to do it, which I cannot do, or each of you, that when someone is reading, I want you to pay attention, which I cannot do for you. You have to do for yourself. And make a notes, something, because you are conscious being, what you are thinking, what you are aware when you hear, and how you feel, that's how consciousness gets purified. Not just you hear and just you forgot what happened, what's the next? No, you have to be aware what the subject matter is. So I'll give you a key point today. If any of you ever went to a doctor, I went. I just went actually a few days back. I generally never went to a doctor for 10 years. I just went there to get vaccine. So that was in the first one, there's a 2 vaccine I heard. So anyway, was nice. And he's a very nice devotee doctor, Dr. Prabir Bani. He lives here. So I was discussing with Prabhu. So I want you to, for today, while we're reading, I want you to think like this. When you go to a doctor, if you just pretend like you are a patient, I hope you never become a patient. I mean, in a materially, we are patients because we are soul, but we think we are this body. That Prabhuji is very handsome, that Mataji is very beautiful. These are bodily identity. We cannot escape. It is invaded in our consciousness. We have to be realistic. But with intelligence, we restrain, so we don't let mind dwell in it. That is called sadhan bhakti. So what I'm going to tell you that, just imagine you are a patient, you went to see a doctor. Now, we don't determine what doctor's job description is. I really want you to think. Rather, he determines ours. You cannot just tell doctor, well, don't give me shot and don't give me black bottle medicine. I want like a red bottle medicine. You can't just tell the doctor like this. This is not the description when you go see doctor. So you have come to Krishna today through his word, Bhagavad Gita. I'm going to tell you just to pay a few minutes attention. When we approach Krishna, we often certain expectation. For example, examine your heart right now. Oh, Krishna, yes, he should protect me. I am poor, I just got married. He should give me some money and a good job, a better car. As if you're going to tell the God, Krishna, what he should do. Please don't come with that mentality to read Bhagavad Gita today. Not today only, but whole life. But come, because we came by the mercy of Prabhupada, pure bhakti, we want pure bhakti. So we feel like that he is not doing his job sometimes. Believe me, some devotee, when they go through struggle, they think Krishna does not hear. Krishna doesn't hear my problem. Why Krishna is doing this to me? He may not tell you, all of you, because then you'll start judging and you'll be, so he will hide himself and he'll just, or she, not only he, she, or either one. We don't determine Krishna's job description. That's my point. Rather, Krishna is supremely independent. We may protest. Isn't Krishna concerned about our well-being, Prabhu? Certainly. You can think that. He is concerned. Just to let you know, you'll find out today in this chapter. But he pursues our well-being according to his plan. There is 2 verses in this chapter we're going to cover that I hope you can catch. I'm not going to give you the number. You have to catch it when somebody read the translation. Krishna says, I know past, present, future. Sometime he says, another verse he says, I know everything about everything, but no one knows me. So when Krishna says that he knows, he is concerned about your well-being. But he pursues our well-being according to his plan. What does that mean, Prabhu? It means I remember my past childhood life. I know my present. And guess what I'm doing? I'm planning for my future. On what base? My past and present. And what Krishna says, you'll see in this chapter. So pay attention. He says, I know your future. I see your future. Just like he told Arjuna, I already put them all dead. And he did exhibit in the universal form. So what he needs Arjuna for? Nimitta matra bhava sabbhasachi. I want you to be my instrument. This is a key point. Try to understand this. Krishna knows everything about you and your future. So his plan to your life will not be same as you are expecting your future will be planned by you. Our relationship with Krishna is like a patient's relationship with doctor. Ultimately, doctor and the patient share the same purpose, curing the disease, isn't? Doctor wants your disease to be cured, and you also want my disease to be cured. But procedurally, the cure is determined by the doctor, not the patient. The doctor determines what the patient should and should not do. I don't like this medicine, mommy, it's bitter. Well, mommy will trick you, my child. Whether you like or not, mommy will trick you. Mommy will not throw away the medicine. So Krishna or Guru or devotee will do that. Then don't judge, because you will never win. Ultimately, whoever has come to Krishna consciousness, Krishna will take them back home. So that's guarantee. But how you will take it, it depends on you. If you align with his idea, Prabhupada's idea, you will have a smooth ride. You don't, you will come back, maybe rough, tough, little bruises here, there, complaining, crying. So Gita, Bhagavad Gita explains that we all are spiritual beings. We are eternal parts of God, Krishna, and we are meant for lasting happiness in loving harmony with him. Presently, right now in our life, we are infected by many disharmonious desire to find pleasure separate from him. I'm in the Zoom class. I give an example. I'm in the Zoom class. I want to show amongst all of them that I'm the most smart. I'm the most smart student in the class. I hope Prabhuji will understand I am the smartest of all. You don't need to. We are all loving children. We are all loving children of Krishna. We all are smart. We do not need to compete. But what's wrong with the compete? Compete means you inviting Maya. Without Rajagun, you cannot compete. Why you want to go invite Maya? Identify the modes. Today also we'll discuss, hopefully, we'll get time, that how to identify whatever you're thinking, whatever you are aware, immediately you can check. Srila Prabhupada said intelligence is that which kills the desire before it turns into action. That's how Prabhupada defined as intelligent. So I'll end with this, that Krishna is an expert physician, remember that, who orchestrates our life, your life, everyone's life, to help us return to harmony. Just as doctor sometimes uses surgery to treat the patient, Krishna sometimes uses worldly adversities surgically to disinfect us. Therefore, when adversities befall us, we need to cultivate. Guess what you need to cultivate? A submissive attitude. Okay, I will just take it. It's hard. It's hurting me. I'll just take it. Okay, I'm sick, but I still have to finish my rounds. Yes, yes. I don't feel like to talk, but I have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Oh, my throat. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, please, please. Yeah. Don't pray for comfortable. If I am healthy, Prabhu, I can chant. When I'm sick, please don't let me chant. This is not a patient's appealing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt your feeling or anything, but this is the truth. So, back to this, then when adversity befall us, we need to cultivate a submissive attitude. Krishna, how can I serve you now when I am sick, when I am incapable? Just by shifting our consciousness from the problem to Krishna, we will feel immediate relief. Believe me, it happened to me. That's why I'm speaking like this. Thereafter, the resulting calmness, peaceful, will make us more receptive to his guidance about how to best face that situation. So this is the end punch. By maintaining a steady service attitude, can you all remember? By maintaining a steady service attitude, we will grow through the upheavals towards spiritual health and happiness. As we will realize the truth of Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, that when we become conscious of Krishna, his grace takes us through all obstacles. I hope you remember that. When you become conscious of Krishna, Krishna's grace will take us through all obstacles. So we'll start with text 4, right? We're starting text 4. Okay. Ram Shyam.
Prabhu, before
Prabhu.
we start, Prabhuji, before we start, can I request one thing, please? Can
Yes.
is there a connection? Because previously there are two Prabhujis who taught us from the beginning. So we were given the connection from first chapter to the fourth chapter, like that, like why Arjuna was saying. So this is the answer which Krishna is giving. So would you also be explaining that, like this is the connection from there, this is why Krishna is saying that? So if we do not understand, we will be able to get that connection.
Sure.
And
what we'll do, we'll finish all the reading part and then we'll come back and see why Krishna is speaking like this and Arjuna is speaking like this, going back and forth, question and answer.
Okay. And Prabhuji, is there any notes or anything which you want to share? Like lovely way you have actually explained, but I couldn't write down everything because it was so fast and it was so very
Oh,
depth.
I'm sorry. You want me to?
No.
I see. I'll prepare. Let's see tomorrow if I can do it.
Yeah, so if
Something.
whatever you are, it's so nectarian which you are actually, telling us now, but some of them I could note down, some of them missed. We can always go back and listen to the lecture, but if you give some important points, which we will keep in our brain and we can use that in our life every day. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
I'll think about it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your tips. So I'll think about that also for tomorrow. So let's all fold our hands and invoke the, who is the predominating deity, Krishna's form of our consciousness? Who remembers? Yesterday I mentioned.
Vasudeva.
Very good. So let's invoke the mercy of Vasudeva form of Krishna, who will purify our consciousness. That's why we chant this. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om
Om Namo
Namah
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya. Together. Narayanam namaskritam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nasta prayesu bhadresu bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki ankarati vachalam pangulam gayati girim Jatkripatamaham Bhante Sri Gurudinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So we are going to also invoke the Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namam Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Tapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Visakham Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschapyate Siddharine Panchakalpa Taruvesya Kripa Sindhuvaya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Thank you. It was wonderful. So Ram Sham Prabhu, I hope this is your name, or I don't know if it's legal name or somebody else's name. Please start with text 4, 7th chapter.
Hare Krishna.
Is that your name, Prabhu?
Yeah, that's my name, initiator name, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
So you're going to start reading chapter 7, text 4.
Hare
The sloka and the translation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Bhumir apo nalo vayu khammano buddhir yevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakirti ashtada.
Translation.
And the translation by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charna Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated marginal energy.
My translation said 8 comprise, I guess edited. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Mother Aditi Lata Devi Dasi, purport please.
The science of God analyzes the constitutional position of God and his diverse energies. Material nature is called Prakriti. You wanted me to read the purport, right, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Okay. Material nature is called Prakriti, or the energy of the Lord in his different Purusha incarnations, expansions, as described in the Satvata Tantra.
Together. Vishnu tu trini rupani purushakhani ato vidhu ekantu mahatta srishta ditiyam tu anda samstitam ditiyam sarvabhutastam tani geta vimuchyate.
For material creation, Lord Krishna's plenary expansion assumes 3 Vishnus. The first one, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy known as the Mahatattva. The second, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, enters into all the universes to create diversities in each of them. The third, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, is diffused as the all-pervading supersoul in all the universes and is known as Paramatma. He is present even within the atoms. Anyone who knows these 3 Vishnus can be liberated from material entanglement. This material world is a temporary manifestation of one of the energies of the Lord. All the activities of the material world are directed by these 3 Vishnu expansions of Lord Krishna. These Purushas are called incarnations. Generally, one who does not know the science of God, Krishna, assumes that this world, material world, is for the enjoyment of the living entities and that the living entities are the Purushas, the causes, controllers, and enjoyers of the material energy. According to Bhagavad Gita, this atheistic conclusion is false. In the verse under discussion, it is stated that Krishna is the original cause of the material manifestation. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms this. The ingredients of the material manifestation are separated energies of the Lord. Even the Brahmajyoti, which is the ultimate goal of the impersonalists, is a spiritual energy manifested in the spiritual sky. There are no spiritual diversities in the Brahmajyoti, as there are in the Vaikuntha Lokas, and the impersonalist accepts this Brahmajyoti as the ultimate eternal goal. The Paramatma manifestation is also a temporary or pervasive aspect of the Kshirodakshay Vishnu. The Paramatma manifestation is not eternal in the spiritual world. Therefore, the factual absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the complete energetic person and he possesses different separated and internal energies.
Very good.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I hope somebody made any pick point from this, what Mataji wrote. Can somebody tell me something that you pick it? So I want to make sure you are catching it. Yes?
Everything, every energy is like even Paramatma, everything in the material world is temporary. That's what it says.
Very good. Somebody else?
Prabhuji, anyone who
The
knows
living, the Krishna is the Purusha. The Krishna is the
Nirguna
Purusha.
Das.
He is the cause of all causes. He is the controller. He is the enjoyer of all material energy.
Okay, very good. Yes, Ram Sam Prabhu. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I told like Krishna is the only Purusha. He is the cause of all causes. He is the controller. He is the enjoyer of the all material energy.
Okay. Anybody else picked up a point called Brahma Jyoti? Because Brahmeti, Paramatmiti, Bhagavaniti, we respect all three, but there is a significant difference in this purport. You will not find any other purport.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
normally we say Brahman, Paramatma, and Super Soul, but here instead of Brahman, it's mentioned as Brahma Jyoti, like an effulgence. That's the
It's the
difference.
same. No, but it's the same. Brahman and Brahma Jyoti is same. But what is the significant? The Brahma Jyoti, when somebody worship Brahman, they cannot be steady on absorb on Brahman, because Brahman does not exist by its own right. Try to understand this point. Krishna exists by his own right. Prabhupada says here, Brahma Jyoti is a spiritual energy. Energy is not by its own right. Energetic is by its own right. We cannot claim, I exist by my own right. Krishna can claim. Everybody understood this point? These are very significant. You can literally destroy Nirvishesha Sunnavadi, Prabhupada's name, that you can destroy those anarthas from your heart, just like this.
Prabhuji, like the example.
Those anarthas are between Krishna and you. You and Krishna, Krishna is right with you in the heart, but there is something in between covering, so you cannot see, perceive. And this is one of this Mayavadism. We are born with, Prabhupada say. Yes, Mata, I'm sorry. You are saying
Like
something.
the example, sun, like without sun, there is no sunlight. So here, the Brahma Jyoti itself is not energy. It is coming from, like the example, we have sun, sunlight.
Right.
Can we say that?
So, those are Brahmavadi. I give you another example, more crucial. I'm a little bug in the room, and there's a candle, and the candle is illuminating the room. So when I am in the illumination, I said, I got it, I got the spiritual domain. But somebody moved the candle to the other room. Guess what happened to me now? Where am I?
The light is gone.
Where am I? Back to
Darkness.
dark. That's why that's why impersonalist will fall down. Don't fall in love of going to spiritual world. Fall in love to serve God. Then your connection is solid. If you just want to get out of the material world, you are still in the Brahman connection. Be strong in service and under guidance. Two things. I give you a secret. If you always think you are under guidance, always think if Krishna comes to you, who are you? You can say, I am a follower of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. You are immediately admitted in spiritual world. And if you say, well, I am Sanjoya Godru, Krishna doesn't know who is that. That's a body name, son. So be very astute, very sharp. We have to have a always under guidance and fix to the service to Guru Krishna. Service and under guidance. These two principles. Don't just think like I want to be in spiritual world, but that's a good idea. We're not against it. But attachment to that is connected with Brahman idea. This, but Brahman Prabhupada right here, spiritual energy means it doesn't exist by its own right. So it's not a safe place. And those who are focusing, like all the impersonalists, there are a lot in India. You're talking about millions, even amongst devotees. And their chances is coming back again and coming back again. So you have to be fixed on the service. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to stop reading. Just I did it again.
But Prabhuji,
Yeah.
you said that we are not supposed to have desire to not to go to Brahman, of course, not to go to Brahma Jyoti, but we should have desire to go to Goloka, right? Shouldn't we have?
Our desire should serve the Lord. In order to serve the Lord, if I have to give you a glass of water, do I have to go to a place where you live, or I can give it through the Zoom?
Yes, but here there is a risk of getting entangled in this material energy, right? So
No, but just an example. If I want to give you a glass of water, you are thirsty. Do I have to go to a place where you live or no?
yes.
So similarly, in order to serve Krishna, you will be automatically in the spiritual world. But if our attachment, you know where the attachment is coming to go to the spiritual world? We are frustrated with this world. That is not devotee's main symptom. We should be disgusted with the world, but we should not criticize. This is also Krishna's world. I want you to please write it down, Mata. Love Krishna in the world. Love Krishna with the world. Love Krishna through the world. I'll explain, and if we have time. This is the key point Prabhupada gives us. I used to have too. I want to be like happy and just be in spiritual world. But what about serving to Krishna? We are servant. When you have no access to Krishna's domain, to be honestly, unless you come back to your original constitutional position as a servant. So focus is service, serving to Krishna, pleasing Krishna, period. I'm not discouraging others that, oh, it's good to be in spiritual world, but you will be automatically, you don't need to even pray for it. But there are millions of people who praise just to be there. They want to merge into it, or they want to be liberated. This idea also within us sometimes. I just want to be free from this world. That is not a main focus should be. If you want to advance, focus on serving, pleasing Krishna, Guru Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. Okay, next is Mother. Yes.
Prabhu, I have a question. So yeah, as you said, like definitely we have to look for the service only, not liberation. But just a question that Guru is like if a disciple is not getting out of this material world, so then actually it is said that the Guru has to come again to deliver the disciple. So in this case, like we are not definitely, if we are not looking for the liberation, so we are ready to go anywhere as Krishna decides. So that will not come in this condition, right? So like how this connection works.
Yes. This is a good question, Mata, but I want you to also write it down. In order to enter Krishna's house, you need the key to go in. And the key is service attitude. If I don't have strong service attitude to please the Lord, I don't have the key to enter in his house. And when you have service attitude, you are on the spiritual platform. Oh, by the way, can somebody read? You have a Bhagavad Gita? We have Bhagavad Gita. The 2.72, last verse on second chapter. It will answer your question. Mother, who asked this question? Mother Shyamala Gopika. Your question is already answered by Prabhupada. You have the Bhagavad Gita. If anybody has 2.72.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I can read.
Purport.
One can attain Krishna consciousness or divine life at once, within a second, or one may not attain such a state of life even after millions of births. It is only a matter of understanding and accepting the fact. Katvanga Maharaj attained this state of life just a few minutes before his death by surrendering unto Krishna. Nirvana means ending the process of materialistic life. According to Buddhist philosophy, there is only void after the completion of this material life. But Bhagavad Gita teaches differently. Actual life begins after the completion of this material life. For the gross materialist, it is sufficient to know that one has to end this materialistic way of life. But for persons who are spiritually advanced, there is another life after this materialistic life. Before ending this life, if one fortunately becomes Krishna conscious, he at once attains the stage of Brahma Nirvana. There is no difference between the kingdom of God and the devotional service of the Lord.
Prabhuji, this is the line I want you to read twice.
There is no difference between the kingdom of God and the devotional service of the Lord.
Okay, again.
There is no difference between the kingdom of God and the devotional service of the Lord.
And the next line.
Since both of them are on the same absolute plane, to be engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord is to have attained the spiritual kingdom.
Mother Shyamala Gopika, I hope you noted that. Prabhupada answered your question. You please repeat that line, Prabhu, again.
Okay. Since both of them are on the absolute plane, to be engaged in the spiritual kingdom.
Okay, very good.
In the yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, please.
And you can read the rest of the chapter later. But this, the point is very clear that if you are engaged in devotional service, right now I'm in Alachu, I'm not in the spiritual world, but I can be engaged in spiritual service right now without going to spiritual world. But if I am already on the spiritual devotional service and spiritual world, both on the same Suddha Sattva platform, absolute platform. So engagement in service is the key. Then automatically I will be in the spiritual world. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Mother Swagna Guduru. Can you read the last part of the paragraph, please? The purport.
Sure, Prabhuji. Yes.
Where Mother Aditi Lata finished?
Okay, last paragraph. In the material energy, the principal manifestations are 8, as above mentioned. Out of these, the first 5 manifestations, namely earth, water, fire, air, and sky, are called the 5 gigantic creations or the gross creations, within which the 5 sense objects are included. They are the manifestations of physical sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Material science comprises these 10 items and nothing more. But the other 3 items, namely mind, intelligence, and false ego, are neglected by the materialists. Philosophers who deal with mental activities are also not perfect in knowledge because they do not know the ultimate source, Krishna. The false ego, I am, and it is mine, which constitute the basic principle of existence, includes the 10 sense organs for material activities. Intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahat Tattva. Therefore, from the 8 separated energies of the Lord are manifest the 24 elements of the material world, which are the subject matter of Sankhya atheistic philosophy. They are originally offshoots from Krishna's energies and are separated from him. But atheistic Sankhya philosophers with a poor fund of knowledge do not know that Krishna as the cause of the all causes. The subject matter for discussion in the Sankhya philosophy is only the manifestation of the external energy of Krishna as it is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Very good. So I hope somebody made a note. The materialist, whether it's a scientist or teacher, they are taking the methodology to do what? To explain the cause of material phenomenon. Which way? The material cause. They are not looking for spiritual cause. So no need to waste our time with them. They are who they are. They are not looking for spiritual cause for the material phenomenon. But we find in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling us spiritual cause. He is the cause for the material phenomenon and spiritual. Very good. So next comes Nikunja Leela Devidasi. Could you please read the text 5, Mata? She's not there probably, or Mother Nikunja Leela Devidasi.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I'll read the next verse.
Okay.
Sorry.
Next one, 6. Okay, so next is Mother Archana Bhakti Devi Dasi. I'm going by the name what I see on the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 5.
Yes.
Apareyam mitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param babhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat.
Translation, please.
Besides these, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mine which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature.
It's a different translation in mine. Is it your also same? Okay.
Prabhuji, even in the previous verse, when Prabhuji read, it said marginal, but in Veda base it was material. I don't know if both are same. It can't be.
Yes, something is not right. I'm going to talk to Dravida Prabhu who does the editing. That's very strange. Maybe one of you can highlight if you when you see the difference, and you can send it to Dravida Prabhu, or you can send it to me. I'll forward it to him. He's our chief editor of BBT here. Okay, purport. Nilambari Radha, I believe. I cannot see the whole name. Nilambari Radha, Mata.
Yes,
Mardan
Prabhuji.
Nilambari Radha.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can you read the purport, please?
Yes.
You can do halfway.
It is clearly mentioned that living entities belong to the superior nature or energy of the Supreme Lord. The inferior energy is matter manifest in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Both forms of material nature, namely gross, earth, etc., and, and subtle mind, etc., are product of the inferior energy. The living entities who are exploiting these inferior energies for different purposes are the superior energy of the Supreme Lord. And it is due to this energy that the entire material world functions. The cosmic manifestation has no power to act unless it is moved by the superior energy. The living entity, superior energy, the living entity. Energies are always controlled by the energetic, and therefore the living entities are always controlled by the Lord. they have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful as unintelligent men think. The distinction between the living entities and the Lord described in Bhagavad Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.87.30 as follows.
We all can recite together. It's powerful. Those things. Prabhupada said if we recite those Sanskrit verses, it affects our consciousness. So let's do it together. Aparimita dhruvasturu britajat
Kuto
sarvagatas
yadi sarvagata
tarhimna so
himna
pashyati
sashyeti
niyamo dhruva netarata
dhruva
ajani cha
Ajani
janmayam tad
chagyamyam tad
avimuchanyantre
avimuchyate
avat
bhavet.
samana anujagata jat amatam mata dustaya.
O Supreme Eternal, if the embodied living entities were eternal and all pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energies of your Lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position, only can they be controls. Only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge would advocate the monastic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respects, are actually guided by uh, guided by faulty and polluted opinion. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller, and all living entities are controlled by him. These living entities are his superior energy because the quality of their existence is one and the same with the Supreme, but they are never equal to the Lord in quality of power, in quantity of power. While exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy matter, the superior energy, the living entity, forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. The forgetfulness is due to the influence of matter upon the living entity. But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of illusory material energy, he attains the stage called mukti or liberation. The false ego, under the influence of material illusion, think I am matter and material acquisition are mine. His actual position is realized when he is liberated, but from all material ideas. He is liberated from all material ideas, including the conception of his becoming one in all respects with God. Therefore, one may conclude that the Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi energies of Krishna. And when this energy is freed from material contamination, it becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Someone has a dog. Any key points from this purport?
That
Yeah,
we forget our nature because we come in contact with matter.
I'm not convinced, Prabhu, with your answer. I want it.
real liberation is to surrender to Krishna.
One second, Sam Prabhu. Let him answer. Because he just said the key point, but I'm not convinced. I want you to really give, because if you cannot express this, means you will not get it there. So try to rephrase.
But I read it yesterday, so I think that the living entity forgets its identity because it's identified with matter, and because it wants to control, and then it starts to identify with the gross and subtle matter.
What you are saying, it's 90%, but one main point you are missing in your expression.
We cannot
That-
control, we are controlled.
No,
We cannot control, but we are controlled. You are hitting maybe 92%. I want 100% answer.
exploiting the material nature, Prabhuji.
That is true, but what causes you to come under the influence of Maya?
False ego, Prabhu.
Of material nature.
No, you,
Because of
you
our
are-
desire,
Hold on,
our
hold
own
on.
desire.
Oh, Krishna, Krishna.
Forgetfulness of material existence. Sorry.
No, you cannot say like this, because then you are blaming. You know why I'm suffering? Because this Prabhu or this Mataji. We are blaming material nature. This is not what this subject matter in this chapter. In this purport, Prabhupada actually clears.
Because they are exploiting the material nature.
Why don't you say we are exploiting? Who are they?
We.
The living
We are
entity.
exploiting. We are exploiting.
Okay. So then question comes, how can Maya, inferior energy of the Lord, cover the living entity who are categorically superior? Please write that question and note this answer. It will relieve you from unnecessary mental disturbance. You will feel a little happiness mystically in your heart. All of a sudden, you are not disturbed by anything in this world. Question is, how can Maya, who is the inferior energy of the Lord, cover me, who is categorically superior? The soul is superior. I, Pran Govind Das, is superior, but Maya is inferior, but Maya is covering me. How is possible? I said it in a few ways, but you just write the question in your own way.
Should we answer?
You can answer. I will also help you to answer.
Because forgetfulness
Maya,
of Krishna.
Wait, 1 second, Prabhu. When there is a 2-3 devotees speaking, I cannot hear either one.
Okay.
So maybe I'll call the name, only then you answer, otherwise don't. If you want to, you can raise your hand, or I don't know how it will work.
I want to answer this.
Okay, yes, Nirguna Prabhu.
Maya is first thing, she's empowered by Krishna, and she's very great servant of Krishna. So Krishna made her powerful. Krishna is superior, is the only one who is superior to the soul, and he can decide that Maya is stronger than us, and he can decide that Maya is not stronger than us if we surrender, like Daivya Shaguna Mai.
Okay. I don't want you to, sometimes my expression, not necessarily gentle way, so please forgive me. But the way you are expressing it's what you understood, but it's something like we are painting Krishna like a devil. He is the big king, devil guy. He sent his agent. He's going to torture me. But we don't see Krishna as that kind of God. He's most loving, most merciful, most kind. He is not empowering Maya to control me. There is a
No, but he has no
point.
choice. He has no choice because we are like criminals. He has to treat us a little bit to put us down in the material world. It doesn't mean that he's cruel. He's a loving father, but he has to do it.
Then you are opening a question. What criminality I did? When? Where?
By trying to control.
This never ends. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Let's see with the other devotees. I'll come back. Mother Aditi Lata Devi Das.
It is because we desire to enjoy. That is the reason we are coming under the control of this inferior energy. Because it's
You
for our
cannot
own.
stop. You cannot stop desiring to enjoy.
No, if we are desiring to enjoy service for Krishna, then it is a spiritual enjoyment. But we are
Okay.
desiring for our own enjoyment, our
Okay, so
material.
you have to be very good. So you have to be very specific. We want enjoyment separately. You have to write like this. I want to enjoy separately from Krishna. That was the original root cause. Misplaced, misusing free will means I want to enjoy separately from God. That is called misuse of free will is the number one cause. We'll go one by one, but number one cause is that free will we have. I give you a good example, and I'm criminal on that. I got 2-time ticket in 30 years on the not stopping at stop sign. I did it about probably 5-6 years back. Nobody's around with the miles. It did not say slow down. It says with a red paint and white stripe, S-T-O-P, stop. So I looked at it, nobody's there. I slow down and gone. After a few minutes, I see the red flash with blue flash. And I was thinking, why me, Krishna? Why me? I'm a nice devotee. I chant every day, 64 hours. Why me? It's like that I was laughing at myself. Wow. It says stop sign, and I slow down. I did not stop. It's the fault of Krishna. So misuse of free will is in the free will, built in. You have to understand this. Misuse of free will is not caused by anybody. It is within, built in the free will. Okay, that's number one cause. Now I want you to read also when you go home, or if you ever, believe me, if you find the good answer of this, I'm going to give you tips what we collected. You will be free actually within your heart. You will see mind will not even disturb you anymore. At least many aspects in life. And I don't feel disturbed anymore. Mind is there, but intelligence captures mind. Mind is like a criminal, but handicapped. Nothing can do. It's in the back of the sheriff car with handcuffs. So similarly, Bhagavatam 6.12.11, you can read. Srila Prabhupada says something like this. I'm paraphrasing. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin of everything. No one is independent of him. And Madhacharya says, Anisha Jiva Rupena. Yesterday I mentioned that. This word from that purport I got means living entity has a free will, independent. But try to understand this. Maybe you already knew, maybe you never heard it. Krishna has a multi-energy, but each energy are constructed different from each other. They are never same. How they are constructed, it produces its own nature, own function, own position. I give you a mundane example because I was a gemologist and geologist also before I took this vow of taking sannyas. That when you find graphite and diamond, both has a chemical atomic structure made of C, carbon. But when you take graphite, you press the graphite, it drops from its structure. But diamond does the opposite, even though both has the same element. Why? Because the diamond has a isometric formation. If you are a chemist, you will know how the formation, isometric formation is so tight that nothing can intervene and diamond cuts everything else. But graphite is opposite. It actually dissolves, not dissolve, but it breaks its formation. So the nature of diamond to hardest metal or cut others is not coming from the carbon. It's coming from formation. So the soul are formed different way than material nature. Material nature are formed different way than spiritual nature. There are unlimited energies, but each energy, the nature is formed by the structure or formation of each energy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls this ghatan in Sanskrit, ghatan, how it is formed. You can never separate the nature from its structure. Never. Fire will burn, whether it's American fire or Indian fire or African fire, fire will burn eternally. Because burning quality is built in the fire. Soul, Jiva Shakti, the way Krishna formed it originally, has its three function, it will never change. So there Prabhupada writes very interestingly in that Bhagavatam 6, 12, 11, that living entity are not directly under Krishna. Living entity is under either material energy or spiritual energy. You cannot be under you or under Krishna directly. You have to be always under another Krishna's energy. I hope everybody got it very clear. Internal energy is not under any energy. Internal energy is directly with Krishna. Krishna and internal energy are inseparable, Antaranga Shakti. And Krishna are same. They are called Sharup, Krishna Sarup, Krishna Sarup Shakti. Both are inseparable. But Jiva Shakti is not Sharup Shakti. Jiva Shakti is not a Maya Shakti. Jiva Shakti is Jiva Shakti, comes from Tadastha region here. Many verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita Mahaprabhu explained. One famous verse is Jiva Nama Tatastha ka Eka Shakti hai Mahasankarsan Sarva Jivera Ashray. So in the purport you can look, also Prabhupada explains this. So the Jiva, the marginal, you, I, all this soul, we have to be always under another potency. I hope everybody remembers this. The choice is yours. You want to be under material energy or spiritual energy? That is the choice you have. That's the free will we have. We don't have a free will like I will live by my own right. No, sir. Just to say this, you are under material nature. We don't have any other. We are right now in the material world in a third position. Third position is like a dream. Tasmin sandam tritiya shapna sthanam. Tasmin tishtamnete ubhastane pashyanti idancha paralokastanancha. You can see the spiritual, you can see the material. Can you put yourself like this? Sometimes you can see, okay, this is Krishna's spiritual energy, I can hear, and I also see that I want to enjoy. You know what? I want to become pure devotee. Sure, I want to be 100% pure and serve Prabhupada's movement. 100%. Raise hand. Yes, Prabhu, I'm ready. Then after some time, you know what? I want to enjoy that lady. I want to make some money. Yeah, I want to have something, you know, like a nice car, little, you know. This dual nature, Prabhu and mothers, be honest to yourself. You have this dual nature. That is Tatastha region. So we are trying to be under spiritual energy. When we say we want to go Krishna, both energy are Krishna's. Whether it's a Maya or Yogamaya, both are Krishna's energy. Only choice we have to go to Yogamaya, internal potency. No more Mahamaya. That's all. I hope that's very clear. And you will find many verses when you hear Prabhupada explain, Jiva Bhuli Sei Jivanadi Bahir Mukh, Atae Mayatare De Sangsaradi Dukh. Prabhupada quote this verse many times. Now, there is one secret on Prabhupada's Markine Bhagavad Dharma. This is the only place I found so clearly Prabhupada writes this secret that I could not find even sloka in another place. Here he says, I memorized this verses, it's a song. Prabhupada wrote this with his own hand in his diary. Tumara ichaya sab hoye maya bas, tumara ichaya nas maya paras. That all living entity, jiva soul, under control of your illusory energy by your will. Now Nirguna Prabhu will like me. He'll say, you are saying the thing I was thinking, that it is Krishna's will. Well, wait, it's not finished yet. If you like, then Prabhupada writes, by your will, they can be released, Prabhupada said, from the clutches of illusion. Then Prabhupada writes again, Tava ichha hai jodi tadera uddhar, bujibe nishchay tava katha se tumar. I wish that you may deliver them. Prabhupada is appealing. I hope everybody knows that song. No, Markine Bhagavad Dharma Prabhupada, beautiful. His expression of his realization when he arrived in America. He said, Prabhupada said, I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you desire their deliverance, then only will they able to understand your message. So on that note, there are many other. One time there is a conversation. Oh, Krishna, we are going like way. Okay. I'm just going to give you the notes you can read at home. Look at in Vedabay's 1975 conversation in a morning walk in Melbourne, May 22, 1975. Beautiful explanation Prabhupada talked about this. How did we come here? What was the origin cause, second cause, third cause, and one by one? Because if we start discussing this, discussion itself is 2 hours. Question is, why Maya does this? Why she do this? Because we want to act like her master, God. How? We want to control. We want to lordship. Because we have this mentality, so long we have this mentality. That's why in the beginning I said, you have to be under guidance. More you think of your pleasing Guru Krishna, then Maya is releasing your, handcuff or whatever you say. She is loosing. You say, I am at this feet of my Guru and Krishna. I love Prabhupada, I love my Gurudev, that's it. I want to love Krishna and I want to serve. She let it go slowly, slowly. Not immediately, slowly, slowly. The tight knots is little loosened like that. We have a free will. So she wants to see us good way, proper way, go back home, back to Godhead. And what is the good way? Is surrendering. Question may arise, does Maya want to keep us away from bhakti? I don't know if it arises in you, but it arises in my head sometime. No, never. In one sense, she keeps us in illusion. But just like a fisherman spread the net, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, to catch the fish. But those who are available in that activity only will be caught. So if we want to enjoy separately from Krishna still, Well, I don't want any devotee to know, but I will do things in my way. Well, you are under Maya, Prabhu. You are in that net. Whether you know it or you don't know it. Krishna knows everything. You cannot cheat or hide from Krishna. She is a gatekeeper, Prabhupada says. Chowkidar. In India, they will know what is Chowkidar. Chowkidar does not want anybody to disturb the boss. So she will guard your entrance to spiritual world unless you are a loyal, surrender soul that she will allow. So you can also read Bhagavatam 1.14.32. And because of the time, I'm sorry, we need to go. Text 6, who is going to read? Next is, oh, Nirguna Prabhu. You are reading the next, text 6.
Only the text or?
And translation.
Okay. Ethadyunini bhutani sarvaniti upadaya krishnasya jagata prabhava pralayastata. All created beings have their source in these two natures, of all that is material and of all that is spiritual in this world, nor for certain the time both the origin and the dissolution.
Pradhan and Sukha, I'm not sure who they are. Can you please read the purport? Who is Pradhan and Sukha? Can you read the purport, please? Or they are invisible. How about Madhava Sevaka?
Yes, Prabhu, sure.
Sure.
All created beings have their, so translation is done, so I'll read the purport. Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation, and matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material world is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood and then to manhood because that superior energy, the spirit soul, is present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the gigantic universe is developed because of the presence of the super soul, Vishnu. Therefore, spirit and matter, which combine to manifest this gigantic universal form, are originally two energies of the Lord, and consequently, the Lord is the original cause of everything. A fragmental part and parcel of the Lord, namely the living entity, may be the cause of a big skyscraper, a big factory, or even a big city, but he cannot be the cause of a big universe. The cause of the big universe is the big soul or the super soul, and Krishna, the supreme, is the cause of both the big and small souls. Therefore, he is the original cause of all causes. This is confined in the Katha Upanishad 2.2.13, Nityo Nityanam Chetas Chetanamam. Yeah.
Thank you. Any key point somebody picked up from there in this verse? Just one key point.
Can I tell Prabhuji?
Yes.
Just like how the soul enters a body and then the body grows from child to youth, like that, from the because super soul is there in all this creation, that's why it's growing. I mean, I'm not able to tell it better, but that was like my catchy point.
Okay. If I ask a question to any one of you can answer. If I ask you to prove how do you exist, you have all these 8 elements I can see through the Zoom, through your friend relative. But can you prove that you exist right now?
Yes, we have spirit, we have consciousness, we have spirit in us, spirit soul in us, Paramatma.
No,
That's why.
you have to say something that is experience, something other can relate.
Yeah, we can see, we can talk, we can touch, we can do everything. This consciousness is there. That's all.
Very good. Very good. Good answer. No scientist. I personally asked Mr. Holm here, he is the head of the medicine in the University of Florida, that no machine can be created or created before to measure the emotional feeling you have for another person. They can see the symptom, but they cannot measure it. So thinking, willing, feeling cannot be measured by any machine or material asset. And that is the sign of our existence right now. So very good. Next one is, let's see who is here. Oh, Lila Govinda Prabhu. Can you read the next 7? Yes, 7. Let's go.
Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Translation.
Yes.
O Kong, everything rests upon me, as pearls are strung on a thread.
That's good. That's good. Joy Nayar, Mr. Joy Nayar, can you read the purport half, please, halfway?
Yes, Prabhu. There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, and this is confirmed in every step. In this verse, in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person, that the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth is also the affirmation of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. That is the supreme absolute truth. Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is the primal Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is the supreme person, the cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in the Shveda Upanishad 3.10, Yado yat uttarataram tat arubam anamayam edad vidur amrdaste bhavanti atedare dukkam evabhiyandi. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is transcendence, who has no material form and is free from all material contaminations. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffer the miseries of the material world.
Thank you. Very good. And Priyanka Raichand. Mataji or Prabhu, I'm not sure.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mata. Yes, please.
The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge, as described in the Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3.8 and 9 substantiate this as follows.
Vedaham etan purusham. Together, everybody. Vedaham etan purushan mahantadita varnam tamasa parasthat tameva vidvanamritaiha bhavati annat patha vidyate annat
vidyate yanaya.
yasmat param na
Param na
paramasti kinchit
paramasti kinchit. Yasman
yasmad
no
nanna
no
no
jayot
jayasti kinchit.
Vrikshaiva stabdho divi vasishtati akash tenedam purnam purushena sarvam.
I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness. Only he knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to that Supreme Person because he is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest, and he is greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree, and he illuminates the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. From these verses, one concludes that the Supreme Absolute Truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all pervading by his multi energies, both material and spiritual. Right.
Very good. So this verse, text 7, it says that there is no truth superior to me. So the question comes that how is this? Then Krishna says, well, everything rests in me, just like a pearl necklace. I'm sure everybody is familiar with pearl necklace, how each pearl is strung, but the thread, nobody sees it. So Krishna is like the thread and everything else is. Now if you say how to see it, that's the next verse. We will begin from next verse to see how to see that everything is Krishna underlining, holding that particular elements. So next is Sravanti Mata or Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mataji, can you just hold on to, somebody was going to read before she was not ready. I forgot who it was.
Nikunj Leela Mat.
Leela.
Oh, she did already, right?
She did not
Yes.
read, Mata. Prabhu,
Oh, she
did
didn't?
not. No.
I was outside,
Okay.
Prabhu. So I could not read that time. Sorry.
Okay. So maybe you can read now, and then we'll go to the Mother Sravan.
Sure, Prabhuji. Resoham apu kaunteya prabhasti shari suryayoh pranavah sarva vedeshu shabda khe purusham nrisho.
Translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantra. I am the sound in ether and the ability in men. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Krishna is now explaining how the material elements, actually he is the base, foundation, or holding like a thread. Mother Sravanti, could you please read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Purport. This verse explains how the Lord is all pervasive by his diverse material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energies, and in this way, he is realized impersonally. As the demigod in the sun is a person and is perceived by his all pervading energy, the sunshine, so the Lord, although in his eternal abode, is perceived by his all pervading diffusive energies. The taste of the water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink sea water because the pure taste of the water is mixed with salt. Attraction for water depends on the purity of the taste, and this pure taste is one of the energies of the Lord. The impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench man's thirst. That is the way of perceiving the Supreme. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. One who knows God knows that the impersonal conception and the personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and that there is no contradiction. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya established his sublime doctrine, Achintya Beda and Abeda Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference. The light of the sun and the moon is also originally emanating from the Brahmajyotir, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. The Pranava or the Omkara transcendental sound in the beginning of every Vedic hymn addresses the Supreme Lord. Because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names, they prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound Kara. But they do not realize that Omkara is the sound representation of Krishna. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and one who knows Krishna consciousness is blessed. Those who do not know Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is bondage.
Very good. We'll discuss faith in yourself versus faith in Krishna. Now I have one question quick and then we'll go to the next text. We're doing okay, we're catching up. What is the difference between mental speculation and philosophical speculation on this sloka? Say for an example, taste. Is everybody familiar with mental speculation and philosophical speculation?
Yeah, Prabhuji. So mental speculation is the Grama Katha, and the philosophical speculation is the logic and reasoning.
That is one way, but that's Prabhupada said little difference. If you have Bhagavad Gita 14.1, you can see in the purport Prabhupada writes, philosophical speculation will take you to bhakti. Philosophical speculation has to have a backup. Not only logic and reason, it has to have a backup by Acharya's opinion or Krishna's opinion, Shastra.
14 point. Prabhuji, what 14 point what?
14 chapter, first verse in the purport, Prabhupada writes, philosophical speculation. If you find that line, you can read it for everybody so they will remember. And mental speculation will take you to hell or stay in the material world. And we are accustomed with mental speculation. So let's give an example. Krishna says, I am the taste of water. So I'm going to ask you another question to see whether you understood this sloka or not.
Prabhu, I got that.
Huh?
From 14th chapter, I got in the purport.
Did you find the line Prabhupada says, philosophical speculation will take you to bhakti?
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you read it loud, what Prabhupada said?
If one understands this chapter through the purpose of philosophical speculation, he will come to an understanding of devotional service.
Very good. Thank you. Wow, the students are very sharp. I appreciate that. So, I'm going to ask you the question. I have an apple. What attracts you? The name apple or the color? It's a reddish, brownish, maybe little green spot is still there. What attracts? Who can answer? The name or the color of the apple?
Color, by saying the color attracts.
Okay, anybody else?
Both can, Prabhuji, because both are Krishna's energy.
The apple, the eating apple. What attracts you the apple? The name apple or the color?
The color. Well, the taste.
Okay, somebody else?
Taste.
The taste.
Who said that?
Archana Bhakti.
Okay, you got it, Mata. When Krishna says Rashaham Apshukunteya, It is not the color of the apple or the name of the apple. What attracts us to apple when I'm hungry? The taste. It is not the color or the name. Yes, color and name with the apple there, but they are not attracting. They are attracting because I had experience before I ate. And if it was a horrible taste, I would not even get attraction. This is what Prabhupada trying to explain in the purport. If you read it again, you'll see the taste of anything and everything in the whole creation is Krishna. I asked this Indian doctor, he said, well, for maintenance, just we are happy. We don't have to pray to God. I said, you are just barely maintenance. You want some pleasure also or just barely maintenance? Do you eat little luxury food or just dal chapati? That's all. He said, no, I like luxury. I said, that's Krishna. Any pleasure you are looking for, it is Krishna. Rasham hi ayam labdha anandi bhavati. 14.27 in the purport Prabhupada write. Rasham hi ayam labdha anandi bhavati. Rasha vaishaha. These are the key points. What attracts, whether believer or not believer, they are all attracted to Krishna. Anybody looking for any happiness, any pleasure, any taste, anywhere, it's Krishna. Krishna is claiming this. This verse is very important. Next few verses, Krishna is claiming his. So try to see in your life every moment Krishna. You take the water, you see the light, Krishna. He says, Prabhasmi Shashi Surjaya is the reflection of Krishna's body to sun, to light here. Anything and everything. That's how you become completely Krishna conscious. Even the beauty of a woman. 1034, when we come, you will see there is 7 quality of Matajis. These are Krishna, he says. This 7 to 12 chapter, it should make you pure devotee by the end of this 12th chapter. Okay. Next.
But Pran Govind, I have a question about this.
Yes.
You said that it's compared to apple, but I think that we all know that water has no color and has only the taste. And I think he said it like very specifically about water because of the, I don't know, but it cannot be compared to apple.
Yes, because apple, the taste is attracting, is not the water. Rasha is not the water. Rasha is a taste.
It's more like the nutritiousness, I think, attracts the person. Like he knows I will get vitamins. Taste. Yeah, but Prabhu, do you...
Why do you like Bhagavad Gita? Because you have some taste. Mm-hmm. Why do you like Krishna consciousness? You have a taste.
Yes, hopefully.
Yes. Go a little deeper. You'll see it. It is the taste bringing you to Krishna. Of course, he's attracting. How is attracting you? By taste. And you are a very good devotee because you are going with, as Krishna is attracting you, you are going for it. Thank you.
Prabhuji,
okay, next.
I have a question. Sorry. This says, I understand that anything which is good we are seeing, it relates to Krishna. We have to see Krishna in that. But there are the bad things also, that is also Krishna, right? Like the salt water, as they're saying, the pure water we are seeing as Krishna, but the salt water is also Krishna. Why is it not? I mean, how do we see that? I mean, why is it not mentioned that way?
I'll call your husband and tell him not to buy any more drinking water. He'll bring salt water. See if you like it.
No. I'm saying even that is also Krishna, right? Krishna's energy is everywhere.
No. 2 things. Krishna and Krishnas. Salt water is Krishnas, not Krishna. Krishna is the origin taste. Are you attracted to salt water?
No.
Then it is not Krishna, because Krishna did not say I am the something mixed in the origin taste. Origin taste of the water is Krishna. But when it is mixed with salt, It is not directly Krishna, it's mixed. We have to keep it very clear. Now I forgot to tell you, what is the mental speculation? What is philosophical speculation? Philosophical speculation is Krishna says, I'm the taste of water. So we are talking with Vamandev Prabhu, and Vamandev Prabhu says, wow, this is nice, I like that, but I want to see how Krishna is the taste of water. Is this mental speculation or philosophical speculation? Somebody answer, please.
Mental.
Mental.
No.
Mental.
No, that is philosophical speculation. It is bona fide. How Krishna is the taste, I want to check it. This is philosophical speculation, and he will go to Krishna. Now, if you say, Krishna says, I'm the taste of water, I don't know, it's really, I don't believe it, but anyway, we can try. But is this philosophical speculation or mental speculation?
Mental.
That's mental.
Very good. That is mental
Because
speculation.
it has no logic.
Correct. And you will see hell or Jamadutas if you keep on doing that on Krishna's word. So there is a fine line. Try to understand this. You cannot stop speculation. This is the function of the mind. Three things mind does, right? Intelligence does two things, mind does three things. We should always be aware. Mind does speculation, concoction, dry argument. So speculation we cannot stop, but we can divert it to philosophical speculation. That will bring us to bhakti. We will be attached to Krishna. But who will do it? Krishna or you? You have to do it. Krishna will not decide for you. You have to decide for you. Krishna did not tell Arjuna, okay, I spoke Bhagavad Gita, now surrender or I'll kill you. No. He said, Jatha ichchasi tata kuru. Do as you like. I spoke. I can tell you again if you need to clarify. But did Krishna decide for Arjuna? Who decided for Arjuna?
Arjuna.
Very good. We have to decide whether we want Krishna understanding or Mayas. You don't have to choice. If you don't want Krishna, automatically you go to the other. That's why this is hard. Because constantly we have to adjust our thinking, feeling, awareness, constantly adjust. Oh, Krishna, how long we have to do, Prabhu? Is it like a life after life? No. Rupa Goswami Path says, no, you don't. Up to how? Tat bhavati madhurje srute dhira apekshate. Natra shasram na juktim tat lobho utpatti lakshanam. When you have a good taste of bhakti, your greed has developed. No need any more speculation, no adjustment, nothing, automatically. So we come to these two conclusions. I want you to all remember. The pure devotee means their love backing their progress and pleasing Krishna. If I am not pure yet, our intelligence has to guide us to focus and progress. So until greed or love for the Lord develops, intelligence has to guide. But for an advanced devotee, they don't need intelligence because their intelligence is already pure. They don't even use that. Why? Because their love for the Lord guides them. In Vrindavan, nobody is thinking of intelligence. Of course, they fight. Sometimes gopis, they fight within their mind. The gopis, let's see the time. I'll just tell you 1 minute story. One time, the Sanatana Goswami Path gave a logic. The Krishna is running here, there, and Radharani with the gopis, they're talking. Oh, his feet is so soft. Why he's going so wild? He needed shoes, but he doesn't like shoes. He has to be careful. Oh, the coward boy should not just run here, there. Krishna's feet is getting hurt, and they started crying. So their mind got into it. Mind saying to Radharani, why are you thinking like this? The calves are going also, cows are going here, there. Then the gopis are answering to the mind, yeah, but the cows, they have a hoof. Krishna's feet doesn't have a hoof. Then mind is coming, because their mind is not our mind. Their mind is same as them, is a same person, but take a different shape just to argue within themselves. So the mind, their mind says, the gopis' mind saying, yeah, but don't you know the Vrindavan is Suddha Sattva platform? There is nothing can hurt Krishna. Absolutely everything, land, the rocks, everything is a servant. They're all pleasing him. Nothing will hurt him. Now gopis cannot answer that. So the gopis answer, oh mind, you don't have intelligence. That's why you don't understand. So let's dismiss the discussion. It's a relishment. It's not an argument. It just that's how they relish. Within them, they fight their mind, and it is their own expansion. They expand themselves. Like when you get spiritual body, yourself becomes another mind and intelligent. You sometimes argue within yourself about Krishna, and you come to conclusion. It's all tasty, very tasty. Okay.
Prabhuji,
Text number 9. Who is coming? Oh, Bamandev Prabhu.
Prabhu, can I ask a question over here? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, you said the taste of the water is Krishna and the salt water is Krishna's energy. Now, does it apply only to the human beings? Because there are fishes who likes salt water. So does that...
Each individual, because taste is Krishna. Now, water is Krishna's energy. We just read, right? Text 5, Bhumi Apanala Vayu.
Yes.
So there's a water, Krishna's energy. Krishna's energy is Krishna, but not also Krishna, both. But when Krishna says Sutre Ganam, Sutre Manigana Iva, means he's directly actually coming his internal potency as himself. So he's the taste, and the salt water is his energy.
Okay, Prabhu.
It's one and not one. So this way, Achinta Vedave.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have a question. Can I ask Prabhuji?
Okay.
It's mental speculation versus the philosophical speculation that you just mentioned. So is it right to say that philosophical speculation is with the logic and using intelligence, whereas mental speculation is no logic, it's just the mind, with the mind? Is it correct? No. Oh.
No, philosophical speculation means you have a backup by reference of sadhu, guru, or shastra. And mental speculation means no reference, it's your own reference.
Oh, okay.
Makes it sense? It's very clear.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
But to do philosophical speculation, you have to be aware of the philosophy, otherwise not possible. Pamanadev Prabhu, text 9, sloka and translation.
Hare Krishna, yes. Punyo Granta Pritivyam Cha Tejas Chasmi Vibhavasau Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu Tapas Chasmi Tapasvishu. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics.
You can read the purport. Let's finish it.
Purport. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor or fragrance. As the flavor and fragrance in a flower or in the earth, in water, in fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor, the original flavor, which permeates everything, is Krishna. Similarly, everything has a particular original taste, and this taste can be changed by the mixture of chemicals. So everything original has some smell, some fragrance, and some taste. Vibhavasu means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. And that fire is Krishna. The heat in the fire is Krishna. According to Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to a low temperature in the belly. So even for digestion, fire is needed. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware of that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemicals, and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Just to, because of the time, just to let you know one little pastime of Prabhupada just in 1 minute. Prabhupada used to smell flower that offered. And there's a nice devotee, Goridas Pandit Prabhu, Damodar Prabhu's father. He told us this story that he used to bring flower. And one day there is no flower. Prabhupada said, where is the flower? He's sitting in Besasan. He said, no more flower. He said, go look again. He goes there. He see behind the plant, there's a whole bunch of flower and he didn't know where they come from. So he plucked it, brought it to Prabhupada, they smell. And then Prabhupada said something very unique. He said, when you smell the fragrance of offered flower, your lifespan expand. So this is the summary of this purport. Now, Mother Kirtida Kumari Devi Dasi. Can you read the text 10, please? Oh, we are, yes, text 10. Mother Kirtida Kumari, are you gone? Is she there?
She's there, Prabhu.
Sorry,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Can you read the text 10, please?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Sloka and translation.
Sure, Prabhuji. Bijamam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejasvinam aham. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
Very good. And who is next? Saroj Nandini. Mother Saroj Nandini, can you read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Bijam.
Next will be, one second. Next will be Sarupini Radhika Mata. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert. Birds, beasts, men, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert. They cannot move but only stand. Every entity is contained within the scope of 84 lakh species of life. Some of them are moving and some of them are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their life is Krishna. As stated in the Vedic literature, Taittiriya Upanishad 3.1.1, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. Brahman, or the Supreme Absolute Truth, is that from which everything is emanating. Krishna is Parabrahman, the Supreme Spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Parabrahman is personal. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect. That is stated in Bhagavad Gita 14.27. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Therefore, originally, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. As the root of a tree maintains the whole tree, Krishna, being the original root of all things,
maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literature, Katha Upanishad 2.2.13. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all living entities, and he alone is maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without his intelligence, and Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
Very good. Mother Swarupini Radhika, can you please read the 11, text 11?
Yes, Prabhu. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamo asmi bharatashava. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion, poison, and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas. Shall I read the purport, Prabhu?
Yes, it's very small purport.
The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to religious principles, should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offspring's Krishna consciousness.
Okay, Lakshay Prabhu and Pallika Pavani Devidasi. We're going to finish the text 12.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Can you read the text and the translation, please?
Sure, Prabhu. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasasya tamasascha ye mata eveti tan vidhi natva aham tesu te mai. Translation. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me.
Okay. Small purport, Mother Pallika Pavani Devidasi.
Yes, Prabhu. All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanating from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subjected to them. For for instance, under the state laws, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subject to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanations from the Supreme Lord, Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to material nature. Therefore, he is nirguna, which means that these gunas or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. That is one of the special characteristics of Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Very good. Thank you. Wow. With all your cooperation, we finish this. What we are going to see tomorrow at that, how Krishna is, in other words, everywhere in everything, yet the soul cannot perceive because they are in bondage. And what are the bondage? Or you remember we had this four subject I mentioned in our first day, I think, that what is the cause of suffering, or what is suffering? What is the cause of suffering? If you you can find many reasons, but I will say one most prominent. You can remember that or take a note today. That main suffering is to get what we don't want and not to get what you want. I hope everybody got it. You generally, whatever happiness you get, you really want to extend and expand as much, but it runs out. Disease or death or some way you will be disappointed. So what you really want, you don't get. And you get what you don't want. This is the main suffering. Yes, there is so many other birth, death, old age, disease. These are also there. Krishna says this. Janma mrityu jara vidhi dukkha dusana darshanam. But the main suffering is this. What actually you want, this as the soul's ultimate need, we don't get here in the material world. What do we get? What we don't want. So this is the main suffering. And the second point we'll find tomorrow. What is the cause of suffering? Today we learned the main point was forgetfulness of soul's relationship with Krishna is the main cause of suffering. And from that point, all the expansion of that suffering, sin, karma, all this ignorance, everything developed. And what is the solution of that suffering? We will start from tomorrow. Is there any reflection or question? Oh, we are almost out of time, but let's see in case if there is any.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just yesterday, 4 types of Brahman you told. So you told till 3. I thought, I think 4th one, were you trying to say Bhagavan? Purna Brahman, impersonal Brahman, and Mahat Brahman you told. And 4th one you were about to tell, and we finished. So are you saying that the 4th one is the Bhagavan, is the Brahman form?
Anybody else made a note of that?
Jiva Brahman, that is living entity.
First Brahman is what?
Purna Brahman.
Purna Brahman.
Yes, very good. Purna Brahman, Param Brahman. Those are the word in Bhagavatam. Even Bhagavad Gita will come to that. Param Brahma, Param Dhamma. First Brahman is Bhagavan, Krishna. He is the complete Brahman. Then part of him from his body manifest what Brahman?
That is impersonal Brahman.
Impersonal Brahman.
Yes, Nirvishesh Brahman. Means no variety there. And then third?
Mahat Brahman.
Mahat Brahman.
Mahat Brahman. Where is the reference of Mahat Brahman? Bhagavad Gita 14.3. If somebody have a Bhagavad Gita, you can look at it. Mama Joni Mahat Brahma, Krishna says. Tasya Garbham Dadami Ham. So there's the reference, because sometimes when you talk to the impersonalists, they may not accept your opinion unless you have a reference. For a Siddhanta, we have to have a reference. For realization, you don't need a reference. Your feeling for the Lord is good enough for us. For Lord is also good enough. You don't have to quote a sloka to tell God what you really, why you love him. He will take it as you express. But for the impersonalist and preaching to others, because the whole world is contaminated like this, you have to have a reference and then they take it. And the 4th one is Jiva Brahma, 8.2. Bhagavad Gita also 8.2, you have that. Okay, any other?
So Prabhuji, that also comes like somewhere, we read through like 6 types of like Brahman. So sacrifice is also Brahman, and Bhagavan is also Brahman.
Yeah, that's 424. Brahma Parnam, Brahma Havir, famous verse, 424.24, Bhagavad Gita. You can read that. That has very nice explanation also.
What is the 3rd Brahman? I didn't understand. Akara Brahman, what is this like?
Could you please repeat your 4th
Brahman? The 2nd and the 3rd.
Okay, someone going to say it. I already said twice. I want to hear somebody who understood. 4 Brahman.
I will say, Prabhu. So first one is the Purna Brahman, second one is the impersonal Brahman, and third one is the Mahat Brahman, and fourth one is the Jiva Brahman.
Very good.
What is the Mahat Brahman?
This material phenomenon.
Material nature.
Material nature is Mahat Brahman. And Jiva Brahman is the living entity. Okay.
Yes, very good. Nirguna Prabhu is he's very thoughtful. He's thinking deeply. You will never forget. Now I tell you a story. In a morning walk, Prabhupada saw big trees, and he says this Gyani is impersonalist. I don't know if you live in America, you can see how many big giant trees everywhere. In Alachua, I see I have even in my backyard a giant tree, lives there for 100 years, 150 years. So I always think of Prabhupada's opinion in a morning walk. He says these big trees are actually impersonalist. They want to merge into Brahman, but they cannot conceive that Supreme Brahman is a person, is not impersonal. So their conception is not respectful to the Supreme Brahman. As a result, they merge into Mahat Brahman, but they don't know. It is also Brahman. So they become a tree. That's why Prabhupada get upset in Texas when some devotee cut the big tree. And if you have to, offer some Charnamrita. I'm not saying that you can never cut a tree. If it is dangerous, approaching your property, house will be damaged or temple, you have to move. Then offer Charnamrita. Those this will give them some bhakti, those impersonalists. So they take birth here. Where is the proof? Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked that question to Ramananda Rai in Madhya Lila chapter 8. I believe it's 257, I'm not sure, or 256, one of those two verses. I can tell you the verse from by Krishna's grace. Karmi Gyani Kaha Duhar Gati Stabor Deha Deva Deha Joiche Avastiti. Verse is like that. This is Ramananda Rai and Mahaprabhu's conversation. And he says that the Karmi goes to the heavenly enjoyment and the Gyani goes to the Stabara. Stabara means rocks and trees. In your backyard, frontier, the rocks, inside the rock, there is a soul. And one of the two biggest religion group in this world are getting those body. But I won't say it because you may feel bad. When you should give them prasadam. There's one group is growing so big in America, but they don't know their destination is becoming rocks. They enter into the body of rocks. They will be in Atlantic Ocean for billion years. Nobody will disturb them. How are you? How are you, G? We cannot say Prabhu because they're not devotee. Oh, I'm fine. I'm undisturbed. I merged into Brahman. No, I'm sorry. They don't talk. They just stay inside. They feel like they have achieved. This is very unfortunate. Mahaprabhu never allowed. This is not soul's pure, happy condition. Because they are so frustrated with life, frustrated with relationship. Bhagavad Gita 4.10 in purport Prabhupada writes, very nice. He said, you are born with three things. Everybody please remember this. You are born with three attachments. You have to get rid of these three attachments. If you have a 4.10, you see in the purport middle, he said you are born with three attachments. I'm going to paraphrase what I understood, that's how I remember. Negligence of spiritual life. Anyone in this audience born and says, where is Krishna? Can you raise your hand if you did that? When you are born, you said, Mommy, where is Krishna? I didn't do that. I don't remember what I did. So that's called negligence of spiritual life. Second is, you are born with, Prabhupada was giving lecture heavy about this Mayavadi impersonalist. And Kesav Bharati Prabhu, he lives in Govardhan, in Vrindavan right now. So he was there, and after the class, he said, so there is a group of impersonalists, Prabhupada, you are a little angry. You are like a heavy in the class. And Prabhupada looked at his face. He said, I'm talking about you. He said, me? Impersonalist? He could not put together. We are born with who? And mothers, we are born with this impersonal contamination. And the third contamination is voidism coming from frustration. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of my husband. I'm tired of my wife. I'm tired of, I won't say it, but that's how sometimes they feel. Tired of life, tired of COVID-19. Oh, I'm tired of pandemic. I want to go to temple. I'm tired of life. This is not good thing, but this is expression is genuine. They feel sometime in life. We are born with it. You have to purify it through Krishna consciousness. I don't mean to give you like a little sauce before we end the class. That's not my intention. But we are born with it. What can I say? I mean, that's how Prabhupada see it. And now I see within me, it is there, all three. So I'm trying to get out of it. We have to get out of it because Krishna, the sloka says that Putam mad bhavam agata. One who has taken bhakti, they come out of all these three. So we have taken bhakti. We chant, right, every day, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we chant, what is Krishna taking from us? Who is chanting for?
Krishna. He's taking the bhav which we are having.
He's taking our calling. Prabhupada said, like a child is calling for mother. When we're chanting, we are calling Krishna to engage. You need two things, Bhavarupa and Chastarupa. Nectar of devotion, somebody will teach you that. In order to do bhakti, you need action, activities, and intention. Both has to go side by side. Only if you say, I love Krishna, but you don't do anything to please him, won't work. It has to be both. That's why in the beginning of the class we said, by maintaining a steady service attitude, if you remember, we will grow through upheaval towards spiritual health and happiness. And we will realize the truth of Bhagavad Gita assurance that when we become conscious of Krishna, Krishna's grace will take us through all obstacles. Okay, we'll end here. One or two comment, any reflection, somebody is going to take it after this. You're going to go to sleep wherever you are, or you're going to go for the day. At least something will stay with you. Because willingness to learn has to come from you. We can only help you with the skill. Association means they inspire us, they give us skill how to approach Krishna. But willingness to approach Krishna has to come from you. In America, they say you can bring the horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink. Same concept. Someone?
Always remember Krishna. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Because we read here, Krishna, we are in the illusion, we are in the material world. So from this, my understanding is to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna.
Very good.
Prabhuji, can I tell Prabhu?
Yes, Mata.
It's we who have to decide. Krishna will not decide for us.
Very good.
It should come from us within.
Good lesson you learned. Okay, man.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Mata.
you told us in the beginning that we are like patients and Krishna is the doctor. So when we approach the doctor, we put ourselves in the doctor's hands and the doctor decides what's the cure, what's the treatment. So similarly, when we come to Krishna or when we approach Bhagavad Gita, we have to accept the teachings given by Krishna without having, our own demands, how Krishna should treat us or what we want from him.
Very good. Very good. I'm very impressed. Thank you. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll end here and we'll see you tomorrow with a new fresh. I'm going to send you some question for Advaita Acharyas. It's not part of this, but you can think because tomorrow is his appearance day. Be thankful to, I'm sure you all are, to Advaita Acharya, because imagine if Advaita Acharya comes 2099. If Advaita Acharya came 2099, he appeared and he's calling Lord Chaitanya. What would happen to us now? We would not talk Krishna consciousness. So he called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a time where we could participate. We have a debt to pay. We should bow down to his feet and thank him. Appreciate that. Thank you for calling Lord Chaitanya in an appropriate time. Imagine he would call after 2000 years or 2000 years before. Maybe we would miss the boat. So by his grace, the Panchatattva has a 5 roles. But I'll send you the question. I'll ask Mardar, whoever the host is, how to send you the this 6 question I made. It's a very simple question. And see if you like to participate just for a few minutes. I always create this kind of questions just for my own group. We have in Alacho, we have our study group, 160 devotees. Every Wednesday we gather and we talk about frequently asked question. So I'll just tell you, but I'll also try to send it if possible, but I'll tell you what are the 6 questions. You can write it if you like. You can contemplate until tomorrow. So the first question is, you can turn off this and give me. First question is, if Advaita Acharya, since Advaita Acharya is a Mahavishnu and Shiva, how he is going to give us Braja Prem? This was the number 1 question. And the second question. Okay. Second question is, can Mahavishnu, who is connected with the material creation, bestow Braja Prem? That was the second question. First question was, why Mahavishnu and Sadasiv are called? It's going like this. Oh, Krishna. Just a second. Why Mahavishnu and Sadasiv call Advaita Acharya? Third question is, since God is ever youth, Navajovan, why do we perceive Advaita Acharya, who is Supreme God also, has a gray beard like an old man? Does God becomes old like us? I mean, even in Mayapur, Panchatattva temple, Mayapur temple, you'll see Advaita Acharya has a gray beard. Looks like an old man. Number 4, why half of Advaita Acharya's sons were deprived from their inheritance? Just put yourself as a daughter or son of Krishna and you cannot get Krishna Prem. How do you feel? And 3 of his sons did not get. We must know. Then we can also make sure we are not going that route. Number 5 question, number 5th. 5. How can we understand that Advaita Acharya, who is Supreme God, possessor of all wealth, is in debt. 300 rupees. Prabhupada put it in the purport. And some or other, the letter never went to the king, it went to Lord Chaitanya's hand. So Lord Chaitanya, I'm giving you just a brief story that when Lord Chaitanya read the story, he said, oh, Advaita Acharya is Supreme God. Mahaprabhu liked it. Yes, he is Supreme God. The next line in the letter, the secretary wrote, but he is in debt. He has to pay someone 300 rupees. Now, would you like to serve a God who has a debt? Okay, let me ask you the question. Would you like to help to pay the debts for God? He is a possessor of all wealth, but he has a
Prabhuji
debt.
asked this question yesterday.
You asked the question yesterday, Prabhuji.
I did? Okay. Tomorrow you're going to answer. And the last one is, how can we understand that one God spoke Bhagavad Gita, hearing that another God got confused, so much depressed, to release his depression, another third God has to appear. And if your brain is sweating, that's a good sign. You don't have to answer, but if you answer, it will be nice tomorrow.
Prabhu, repeat the last question.
Last question. Somebody got it? Somebody wrote it? Can say it? So I can correct in case if you missed it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I can say, Prabhuji. How can we understand one God spoke a whole Bhagavad Gita to another God, for that third God appear to explain it?
No, you have to rephrase it. Let me explain it.
Can I say, how can we
Yes.
understand that one God spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita, then another new God, another God is depressed, and then another God came to remove the depression of that God?
Not exactly. Okay, let me say it one more time. One God spoke Bhagavad Gita. Hearing that Gita, another God got confused, depressed. To remove his depression, third God has to appear and relieve him. Now somebody say it, so I know you got it. Bamandev Prabhu, did you get it? Can you read it, please, loud?
Yes, the question is, one God spoke Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
And hearing it, another God is confused because of this and become depressed. And the third had to appear to remove his depression or to relieve him from this.
Very good. It's a confusing question, but it's a reality fact happened about Advaita Acharya. So tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And hope to see you tomorrow with fresh, new realization and joyful. So I beg to apologize if there is any mistake. I was rushing to create this. And let us pay our respectful obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnava and Vaishnavis by chanting this mantra. Pancha kalpataruvasya kripa
namo namah.
Anantagari Vaishnavrinda ki jai,
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Saraswati ki jai.